Okay, hello, I'm ThugMCSR. I'm gonna be reviewing this gameplay of yours. Um, so I actually recorded this once already. Um, I got like halfway through and I realized my mic wasn't recording like audio, so I'm just gonna go again. I went over some stuff, but it's okay. We're just gonna go again. So I'm gonna have a better perspective this time. Um, so yeah, let's go. So off rip, 5 render is okay. I like playing 8 render. Also, it's recommended to spawn in third person, just so you see more of the seed like off rip. Um, but that's kind of preference. Some top players have been straying away from that, so I don't know. Do what you want, I guess. But I really dislike view bobbing. Like it is personal preference, but I find it very distracting. Um, and yeah, also we should just be on Quake Pro. Like I think you're on like 100 FOV or something. But going 10 more FOV, like you should just do it, even if it's slightly uncomfortable. Um, you just get 9 FOV of an advantage, right? You just see more of the world, which is always a benefit. Um, yeah. Also, we should mine. We shouldn't be mining 3 logs off spawn. We should mine 2 logs. We shouldn't ever need three. Like we shouldn't have to craft wood pick ever. Um, Also, this display getting 7 hay bales off spawn is I don't think it's the right play. Um, like if it's in the path of the blacksmith, it's one thing, but we have to go here and then we have to go here. Like it's out of the way, right? And like you can already get a lot of food in blacksmith chests and in just normal house chests, like when you're getting beds and stuff. So it's I mean, it can just be a straight time loss, right? Like, and seven hay bales is too much. I think. Like, are we really gonna need 21 bread? Maybe. Um, but especially if we haven't looted the blacksmith already, and we're just like getting hay bales, guessing on the food amount of chests in the like in the blacksmith chest and house chests. I wouldn't get 7. Like, I only ever get 4 hay bales. Like, obviously, like your runs will naturally be longer than mine, so you'll have to get more food. I understand that, but 7, like, how many? Sorry, that's my ping, not yours. Like, how many times will you actually need 21 bread in a run? Not, I would say not more than 50% of them. And that might be too high anyway. So I did go over some micro crafting stuff, like, um, so like for example, you hotkey your wood, which is good, but then say we have 3 logs, right? You you hotkey, right? Oh my goodness. If we have 3 logs, you hotkey, but then sorry, I just did it out of habit. But instead of shift clicking, you like click 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 click, and then do it like that, right? But that's slower. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be learning how to hotkey like almost every scenario. Um, I can go over like super micro stuff, but that's not really my goal, right? There's more macro stuff um, that we should be focusing on. Like when your runs are like 16 minutes, 20 minutes, like 25 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it may be. Um, if you're averaging like 20 plus minutes, or even lower than that, it's a lot of macro decision making that's going wrong. Like you have a lot of time to gain in your macro or in your micro. Your movement, your crafting, like stuff like that. You have time to gain there, obviously. But a large amount of time save will come from the macro decision making, like what terrain do I take? Like what's the best way for me to get to the fortress from the bastion? Should I like make this decision making play or not? Right? That's where a lot of your time save will come from. Just knowing the correct decision every time. compared to the micro stuff. But if you want to get better at crafting specifically, I recommend watching um, Dugail's crafting practice world record and literally just try to imitate all of his crafts there. Like I literally slow the video down to like 0.25 speed, and I just like learned exactly how he did the crafting practice, and then I just practice it like 100 times, and then that's really good enough. Like you'll never need to practice crafting again. So if you want to get better at the game, like I'm telling you how to do it right now. So take my advice or don't. Like it takes time to get better at the game, but like some things you might not want to grind. Like some things people like doing more than others. Like some people like practicing zero cycle more than other people. Some people like practicing, you know, crafting more than other people. Some people like practicing, bastions, whatever it may be. But you need to practice the game to get better at the game. So I'm like these things I'm telling you, it'll take time to do. Like you have to actually apply yourself. But if you do them, then you will get better, right? Um, So, what I would recommend for, let me just go back to what you were doing. Like, you crafted the logs from the blacksmith and your tools, right? So, let's say I just have some iron and some logs, okay? 2 logs and iron. Um, I craft my logs, I shift-click them, right? And I know they're going to, like, your item always, if you have open slots in your hotbar, it'll always sort to the right. So, if I crafted sticks here, they would sort to my 7th slot, right? Um, but let me just do this again, right? Uh, so I have 2 logs, right? Um, so like if you craft items, it'll sort to the right, but if you pick up items, it'll always sort to the leftmost slot. So if you're like punching logs, um, like I think you did it earlier, you were punching hay bales, and like you're in your 2 slot right now, you see? Like you have your 2 slot, like 3 through 9, any of these would be fine, but 2 slots the only one you don't want to punch the hay bales with, because basically you're gonna break one hay bale. So you start breaking the next hay bale, you get like halfway through, and then because you're on your 2 slot, you're gonna pick up the hay bale and you're gonna start breaking this with the hay bale, so it has to reset the breaking animation. Um, so same thing with logs. Like if you pick up logs when you're breaking them, you don't want to have it on your 1 slot because you're gonna start breaking the second log and pick up the logs. So you want to have it on your 2 slot because it always sorts to the left, basically. Um, so you hotkey your logs, which is good, but we're going to shift click instead. And then you want to hotkey your logs, which you know are going to sort to the right, which is going to be 8 because you have iron in your 9, right? You're going to hotkey 8 and then pick them up. And then here's the craft I like to do. Okay, if you have 2 logs, this craft is fine. So say we're going to craft our tools. I think you like you do a lot of this pick up and drag when you should just like learn to hotkey, right? Like you pick them up and then you drag them and then you pick this up and you drag it. When really, if you just learn to hotkey like this, right, it'll just make you better in the long run, right? So you just hotkey 8, split your sticks, and then hotkey 9, and then you can craft whatever you want, right? Like your tools. So yeah, I mean, that's just one micro thing for crafting. Like I'm really not I'm gonna try not to go over too much micro stuff. But that's the only thing I'll say for crafting for now. Just learn how to hotkey, drill that in your brain. So let's go back. Yeah, you craft your tools. We only need 4 stone here. I don't. No reason to get 6. It's just a, only an axe and a shovel. So. We also want to limit the amount of times we're picking up and breaking our crafting table. So. We should really only have to place our crafting table and break it one more time when we kill the golem, and then we craft bucket, we craft food, and we craft boat all at the same time. But it's a desert village, so we don't have wood to craft boats, so we have to wait. Like, you shouldn't craft your bucket and your food like immediately here. You should wait until you get trees, especially if you see like I also went over like there was you like went a long way for the lava pool, and if we were just a bit more observant, there's a few lava pools I think we saw um, off spawn. Like I know you definitely saw one, but I'm unsure about the other one. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one. Maybe I didn't see it. Okay, whatever. Let me just. It's forward a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, back there. Um, that over there, that looks like probably a lava pool. Um, and you also see fire over in the distance towards the grass that you didn't see. So you really just need to be forcing F5 and like forcing looking for these lava pools really hard because it's what a lot of time loss will come down to in the overworld. Like that's probably a lava pool, and you probably should have seen that. And then over here we see fire. Um, so like this line over here, go to these two trees. Like I don't love the play, but like you could place your crafting table, make a bucket, make your food, and then get water, and then you have a water bucket. You you get these two trees, go to this fire over here, and then you wood light. Like that's a much better line than whatever we ended up doing. Um, like at your level, it's probably okay to like crafting table, bucket, food, and then you get this water over here, and then you get these trees, and then you go to that fire that you could have seen, and then it's like a I don't know, maybe 2:45 enter, 3 minute enter compared to whatever it's gonna take us to go find another lava pool. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna run for lava pool here. Um, but yeah, that was just a bit of a time loss not finding another lava pool. Also here, I remember this. Um, if we see floating sand, we should know that if we break this, it's gonna fall on us, right? So I'm not. At least hold shift when you see this. But unlucky, unlucky. At least we saved it. Good save. Um, one thing I see a lot is beginners, not even beginners, just like a lot of players, like even mid-emerald players, they just don't eat enough. Like when you're 4 HP, you shouldn't be doing other things than eating. Like you never know when you're gonna take damage next, right? Like anything can happen. Like and you should just whenever you're on 4 HP, you should just eat. Number one thing, because you're gonna have to eat anyway. Like yes, you can overlap it in the portal animation, but I don't know. I think at your level, I would just play it safe and just eat, because there's a lot of ways you can die making another portal. Also, you didn't have to break any of this. Like you didn't have to make that hole. It wouldn't have spilled. But it's water flow mechanics are hard to learn, so it's okay doing that, I guess, at a beginner level. But you actually get this woodlight like super sigma mode. It's pretty epic. Did you even toggle hard here? No. Epic. I would drop shears. Some people like keeping shears, but nah, that's crazy. Oh, okay, yeah. So here, um, we did a lot of time wasting, and I said a few things here, but, um, okay, so, yeah, I did this. So I made another portal. Let's just say I'm here in the nether, and I'm spawning in the nether. There's you should have like a checklist, right? Because what you did is you spawn in the nether, and you like look around, you like build up a few blocks, you wide, and all of this is before you even E-ray, right? And this is the wrong order, right? Going wide in the nether is fine, but you should be doing it while you're on the way to the bastion. You shouldn't be doing it before you E-ray. Um, and you should be pausing for at least a couple seconds, ideally until you load the bastion, um, in the nether. And the reason why, um, so basically, The reason people like you see like top runners pause when they load into into the Nether, like if you watch any Feinberg, I mean Feinberg is not a great example of like correct. I wouldn't watch Feinberg as like a good. He's not a good example. Okay, he has a lot of bad habits, but it's fine. But what I was saying is, if you watch Feinberg, anytime he loads into Nether, he'll just pause, right? And you pause. I'm paused right now. I could pause. That's fine too. And you let the game load, and then you're looking at this right E number until your Bastion loads, basically. And as soon as you see that big jump, you know your Bastion's loaded, then you can unpause. And the reason is like if you just let the Nether render like you did, like while you're just like unpaused, just like looking around, you just let it render. It's gonna try to fill up the mob cap like around you in the chunks that are loaded. But if you wait until like all the chunks are loaded, and especially your Bastion chunk, um, if you wait until that's loaded and then you unpause, the game will spread out all the mobs. And basically, what this does in the big scale of things, like why it matters is because if you don't pause, then more random stray mobs will spawn like on the way to the Bastion and inside of your Bastion, right? So you'll have a higher chance of having more like stray piglins in like Crimson Forest on the way to your Bastion, or more skeletons in the Soul Sand like Valley biome, or like more hoglins inside your Bastion compared to your opponent, right? Things like that can literally just change your game. It is worth it for pausing for like 2 seconds, right? Um, and then after you pause, you should get like a good spike. You should always trust like your first spike most, is what they say. So like after I unpause, after my Bastion loads, I would go instantly thin, and then you spin and look for your spike, which is here. I have a spike here, and then you just look this way, and then you can like wide for the Bastion on the way towards your spike, right? And you can always just check with thin, right? Um, you shouldn't be settings changing, especially in ranked. You shouldn't be scanning with 30 FOV when we have access to these macros and stuff. Because then you don't have to settings change, and it's just better, right? It saves time, it's more efficient, especially if you want to rescan. You can just rescan. You don't have to settings change a billion times just to rescan for your Bastion, right? So you should get in like practice. You can just literally build another portal and just practice this, right? Does it take long to build better habits? You just have to break the bad ones. Get a good spike there. Again, you should just be playing Quake Pro. Like, yes, it's preference. Yes, like, Karyue plays, like, 90 FOV, whatever. Yes, Mongi plays 80 FOV. That doesn't mean it's correct. That doesn't mean it's a good habit. It's just, you can get good with, like, inoptimal things. Like, it's just what you're comfortable with, right? Like, Feinberg, he doesn't have F3 rebound. He reaches all the way to F3 on his keyboard. Like, he doesn't he presses 1 2 3 4 5 6. He doesn't have any like other hotkeys bound. So I mean, you can get far with less than optimal like bad habits, but we should build good ones while we don't have 5,000 hours in the game, right? Like now, if I were you, I would rescan with 30. Or sorry, not 30. I would rescan with thin, but you would see the Bastion, so. Also, forgot to mention earlier, like, we just took like 4 hearts of fall damage and then we didn't eat again. Like, it's one thing to, like, we should be avoiding miscellaneous damage as much as possible. Um, like, it's okay when you have 23 bread, but it's another thing when you have, like, 4 cod and, like, 8 rotten flesh, right? Like, you need to be more careful. But right here, like, okay, like, we need to be eating, right? We're on five hearts. We're down 2.5 hunger, and we're running straight into a Hoglin. Like, we should just eat here instead of gambling this. Because what if the Hoglin, like, super giga yeets you into this corner and then he combos you, right? Like, anything can happen. You just need to be more careful. You just need to be, like, you should eat now. Like, I know you're running from the Hoglin now, but eat is the number one thing. You're good, keep going. Also, offhanding food is important, especially in bridge. Bridge is probably the bastion where it matters the most if you offhand food or not. But it also just gives you an extra slot if you offhand food, right? It'll make your hotbar management better in the end game. Also, I don't agree, like, keeping the lava here. Like, you just killed a piglin or two, and you have the chance to burn gold blocks. And the Hoglins just pathfind away from lava, so you're not even going to kill the Hoglin. I mean, you could have, but, you know, they try to pathfind away from lava, so I'm pretty sure you got away. You also lost a gold block, I'm pretty sure. And, like, since this Hoglin isn't pathfinding up anymore, like, he's trapped. Like, you don't need to kill him anymore, unless you just wanted the food, but if we wanted the food, then that's probably not how we do it. Not that you need the food. Shouldn't craft boots. Should just craft a helmet always. Because we're just going to have to replace our boots, most likely. And, like, when we have, like, 17-minute times, 16-minute times, 18, 18, 18, like, 16, like, we're getting faster, right? Like, you're improving. You're getting closer to that sub 15, but we need to start, you know, start cashing in on the free time save, right? And doing this route is not cashing in on free time save. So I'm gonna make this video. I'm gonna just make a decision, executive decision. I'm just gonna make this video a bit longer than maybe my other ones, because I just want to teach you a proper bridge route, right? Because this is gonna get you no pigs, right? Hold on, let me just drink something. But yeah, like, we're gonna get like 7 pigs max here. Like, let's count them. 1, 2, 3 there, 4, 5. And then if you let up some extra pigs from the bottom, maybe you get 2 more. But you see, 5 pigs is it's just not good enough, right? For a bastion split that isn't like 5 minutes, we need more than 5 pigs. So I'm just gonna teach you bridge. You can skip over this if you want, but it's just gonna help you improve as a player. So you can do the chalice if you want. I just have a preset that gives me a finished chalice, but I have double triple on, so in this case, like, you had terrain, so okay, it wasn't super easy to see, but left side's a triple and right side ends up being a triple, so you had double triple in this as well. But just, you know, if you're in this level, you can just, you know, most of the time you won't have double triple, so you just play whichever one you need to play. But if you have a double triple, you can kind of just play whichever one you want. I'm not going to teach you Sug. That's what you'd want to do with double triple, or you could do the double triple route, but I'm again not going to teach you that. I'm just going to teach you the 2 most important routes that you need to know that will give you like 10 to 15 pigs consistently every time on left triple and right triple. So I'm going to teach you 2 routes. If you literally just go to the bastion practice, go to bridge, go in creative mode, and you just learn how to build these 2 structures, it'll take you 20 minutes maybe, and you will be able to do it. So I probably shouldn't have lost that pig. But we're going to start with the right side triple because that's the one you played first. This is called Crack Smoker. You just build this L shape. This little elevated part here will always be here. You just place, 3 blocks in an L shape. Stand on the top of this. You connect this. So now we have this little platform. Then you want to place this block here. You don't need to place 2, just that one. And then you get rid of all this lava, connect it back here, and that is so that we can drop it's up. We can drop these piglins here in. They should be here somewhere. They've pathfinded pretty far because I've just been here, but it's fine. We should get those pigs. Then you break this block, and then this is when you aggro the gold. You can just throw a gold. We make this little bridge here, and then we just, get the pigs in the hole. And even with all the pigs I've had wandering on me, like I've been sitting here teaching you the route, I've had time for the pigs to wander. I still have, how many pigs? 11 pigs. And that's just like, and I didn't even let these pigs up, so yeah, 14 pigs. That's pretty good. And then 1 lost aggro down there, which is fine. So yeah, you just learn that. Literally, you can just repeat this a few times. Just the way I'd learn this is just literally do 1 step, then reset, okay? And then do another step once you have this down. So that's the next step, and then just try again, right? So until you are comfortable with this, and then 1 here, connect it back, let the piggies in, aggro, bridge them over, and then we just let them all in, and then remember to let these guys up. You place these 3 blocks for pathfinding. If you don't place these blocks, they'll like sit on this corner and like they'll stare at the gold and they won't jump up, right? So you have to place these blocks. We just let them in. So that is Crack Smoker route. And the other route I'm going to teach you is DK, Donkey Kong. Basically, this is for left triple, and Crack Smoker's for right triple. So this will always be here, this little elevated black stone platform. We go to the furthest block outwards towards the lava. We place 1, and then we staircase twice. So you just get used to that. And then we're going to block all this lava, and then we just need to connect this back, and then we're going to staircase twice again. And then just connect, and you can do that. You can also place 1 here, but 2 is good if you have extra blocks. We're going to break this block here, place this for pathfinding, and then we just need to let these pigs in from this side, like all these pigs down here. We're going to place the gold block here to aggro. If anybody's close, you can hand them a gold. And then everybody's going to be coming over. We just come all the way to this triple. You can mine this, break another gold block, and we're just going to let all the piggies in. Again, you see that pig at the bottom here. We're going to have to let him up. You can also toggle hard, like sometimes there'll be pigs from the top that'll come down. You have to be careful, but make sure to let this guy up. Same thing as the other side. Got a late pig there. So now we have 16 pigs. It's great. That is more than enough, and you can just check these chests. If you need more obby or more string, more gold, anything like that, you can go check the other side if you need to, but for the most part, you just want to be, you can make a hole like this, and then just, do your trades. So yeah, I would just recommend, really it'll take 30 minutes, like max. Like you just practice this side, until you can do this with no sweat. You break your gold block, whatever, make your bridge, let your pigs in, and then you just practice DK. It's just 1 block, and then staircase. You have to connect it, and then staircase. Connect all this. You gotta break this block. You gotta fill in this block right here. Let the pigs in, aggro the gold here, and then, just go over to this side, and then we get all our pigs. It'll take a minute for you to get it down, but once you get it down, it'll be much, much more enjoyable, much faster. much more enjoyable to route this if we have, you know, 15 pigs compared to 5 pigs. And the thing is, like, yes, it takes time to learn these things, but, you know, the better you get, and the faster your bastions are, you know, the faster you can get from the bastion to the fortress, like, the more fun it will become for you, right? Like, the faster our runs are, the more fun it becomes, right? So when we have 15 pigs compared to 5, and it only takes 30 minutes to learn, you know, these 2 routes, you know, you should just consider things like that. Like, you know, instead of queuing 2 games of ranked, right, and playing for 30 minutes, you can, you know, learn a bastion route, you know, get a little bit faster at the game. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just going to skip through this. I've already seen this. There's not much I have to comment on. Again, this type of looting, like, I know you're not fast looting, like, offhand, shift click, all this stuff. But this type of looting is okay if you're offhanding food, right? But if you're not offhanding food, then you should be fast looting. I can, you know, send you tutorials for all this stuff. But yeah, I know it's only been 7 minutes in the run, and I've been recording for 35 minutes, but that's how these things go. Again, since you gravel a hole, you only need to break 1 down. But no pearls yet. I mean, yeah, our bottle. At least we're using the book. You know, we're on GUI 4. We're using the book, so we're building some good habits. We're just not connecting everything all at once, which is okay. Yeah, so here we should pearl hang to the fort. Do we have 20? We have 2 stacks of string and 2 stacks of pearls, so maybe we're just out. I didn't see. Oh, we don't have 2 stacks of string. Yeah, so now it's just a great time. Just control Q, like apple, sand, netherrack, these 2, leaves, magma cream, all this stuff can just go, you know. And you know that, of course. But stuff like leaves and apples tend to stick around, because people think that they might come in handy later, but we should really just be getting rid of these blocks from the overworld, like sand and stuff like this. And apple, like, we have 19 bread, like, if you make a golden apple, that's one thing, but we shouldn't be keeping it if we have no gold and stuff like that. Yeah, well, why we throw out all our gravel? Don't, I guess maybe you didn't mean to, but we need gravel. We should be, also we shouldn't be crafting all our beds yet, like, yo. So I'm recording this as I'm editing this video, but basically the reason you don't want to craft all your explosives, like all your beds and all your respawn anchors in the bastion, is because crafting that stuff is better overlapped in the fortress than in the bastion. Like, in the bastion, you should just be really pre-crafting 2 beds, and then you should just, like, pearl hang, get all your trades, and then immediately unhang the pearl and leave. But in the fortress, you have, like, natural downtime, like, in between the spawns. Like, you get to the spawner, you blaze bed, you kill the blazes, and then in between the cycles while you're waiting for them to spawn is when you can do your pre-crafts, and when you can build your portal, and all this stuff. But in the bastion, you should really just be trying to get out. Like, you just need to craft 2 beds for double blaze bed, and then pearl hang to the fort, or just, like, pearl to the fort and go, right? That's, like, you just need to immediately get out. But in the fortress, there's, like, overlappable time at the spawner, right? So that's why you should stop crafting all your explosives in the bastion. Also, like, shears. Shears are literally going to sit in our inventory the whole game, because, like, we're never going to use them, but they're just going to stay there because we feel like we give them some amount of importance or something. But really, shears should just be gone, so should leaves and everything else. Yeah, I mean, that's scary. That's just what happens when we throw blind pearls. Also, like, again, this is why, like, you have this. See, when I go up my render distance, like, I don't have this big chat shadow. I think that's just, like, you can just get rid of that if you just go, like, oh my god, my cursor does this thing with tool screen. Chat settings, and then I think it's text background opacity. Yeah, just turn that to 0. Um, or like even if you like the shadow, just turn it less, or like width, right? You see, um, but yeah, it's just taking up your whole screen. It's crazy. But I would like to see us play this other spawner first, or I mean, like we should end up playing both the spawners here because they're both like accessible, right? But I guess we can play this one first. Yeah, or we just don't play the other spawner. Like, when I see two spawners like this, like I see this one here, and I see this one here, I immediately am going to play both of them, right? Because it won't take long to get up here. Like, it actually is a better decision to play this one first, but just like, I would literally I would have pearled here, like as soon as I see this spawner and this spawner, like I would have just pearled here, and then we can play this spawner, and then we can just pearl to this spawner, and then we get both the immediate spawns, and then we can blaze bed on this spawner. Um, we just want as many blazes as fast as possible, right? And playing both spawners will get us that. But I like our hotbar for the most part. It's pretty clean. Our inventory is pretty clean. So good job of keeping your inventory clean for the most part. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know what your pace standards are, but it's good pace. We're looking for sub 15, I guess. Yep. So I'm assuming we're doing blue boat. If we didn't overlap our boat in the portal. Yeah. Honestly, I like this play. Not a bad play. Okay, breaking the blocks. Instead of breaking the blocks, you can just place your boat on top of the blocks, right? Like I would have just placed a boat here. Or just miscellaneous time loss. Again, like we need to be more aware of things in our inventory, and like I'm trying not to say this stuff too much, but yeah, I mean, Shears, Apple, like, really, we've kept this the whole run, the whole run. And like when we pre-craft our beds and our anchors in the bastion, like I don't know, it just messes with the flow of the run. I think, I don't know. But again, we shouldn't be dragged. Like we should be hotkey. Like eyes and rods are like the easiest thing to craft. Like with our stuff, right? If I have, or like with hotkeys, or like if you hotkey, like say I have my inventory full. Like instead of doing all this and then this and then like we can just hotkey the rods, shift click, and then use both of these hotkeys, and then think about how much faster that is than this, right? Click drag, click drag, click drag, shift click. Just multiple seconds of time lost to like one craft that we can fix there. But it's good. This seems to be, wow. So I guess, I mean, I'm assuming you don't know how to portal break in iron, and that's fine. This is, portal breaking is kind of hard. Yeah, so if you want to, I remember this used to happen to me all the time, and I literally nobody ever told me why this happened, and it pissed me off so much. But the simple fix is if you just look down, this can only happen in like the overworld, right? Because like you're used to like doing this in the Nether, and you can like F3C anywhere, right? But when you do it in the overworld, it tries to measure the eye, but it's only when you're looking like upwards. Like if you just look slightly down, like you don't have to look at the ground, but if you just look slightly down and then you F3C, um, like it doesn't try to measure an eye, so you can just F3C properly. But yeah, it's all good. We just don't want that happening in our sub 15 pace run, right? Yeah, just make sure you look down in the overworld when we're F3Cing. Yeah, like this is kind of why I like to use the chunk. Um, I have my ninja, I have my ninbot on chunk. Like here you can see in my settings, like display stronghold location using chunk. You have yours on 4.4, um, and basically instead of telling you like, because most of the time you'll be in these strongholds, it'll be like negative 2,000, positive 1,000 or whatever, and there's so many numbers here, but you can just use the chunk number. Um, and then you can just go to 4.4 in the chunk, right? It's much easier. Um, if you don't know what the chunk number is, it's this one right here next to the 4.4 thing. And it'll just tell you the chunk. I can probably go to one of my old measures if it has a save, you know. Yeah, no. But it's much easier to find a chunk like this for me using the F3 compass when I'm like running in the overworld compared to like finding the exact number using these like thousands, you know. Digging on 4.4, don't do that. Don't do that, bad boy. 30 FOV and then for okay. Bro must be a Feinberg viewer. Um, yeah, so actually, I have some. My stronghold habits aren't the best. Like, aren't 100% optimal. I should probably like fix this shit. But most top runners, they just go thin for their first scan, and then after they like get a spike they like, they just kind of like use the preemptive macro for the rest of their scans. Um, and that's what'll like save you the most time. But I also, um, my first scan, I use 30 in preemptive, or sorry, I use 30 and thin. Um, and then if I have to like scan again, I just kind of use the preemptive bind. Um, but going to 30 FOV compared to just using thin and getting a good spike will lose time. But I think it's okay if you can get good spikes in lower elo. So let me see these spikes. What are we on here? We're in a 4080 Super, 7700X. Hey bro, I got a 4080 Super and a 7800X 2D, so we're low-key balling here. Nice. I didn't see much about that, but it's fine. Just see red. Yeah. Go with pearl. But we can just spam pearls because we have a billion bread. Just like pearl now. Just saves us time. Also, like we should have. Like I guess we're just gonna half bow or something. So you should always place the obby on the side that the dragon, like on the tower. Like, okay, say this was back like okay, here. Yeah, so if the dragon was like on a front tower here, I would put the obby on the right side. But if it was on the back tower over here, I'd put it on this side. Like if it's straight, if it's 1 and 8, like it doesn't matter. You just put it on either side. But you see, since like it's on this right side over here, I'd put the obby on this side so that it has a chance to like insta snap, like after it like stops its zero cycle, like whatever, like after it gets off this node, it has a chance to instantly like insta perch right here, right? Compared to if I put like if it was over here and I put the obby on this side, it wouldn't have a chance to perch because it would have to fly over to this side before it could perch because I'm standing here. It has to perch opposite of me, right? So hopefully you understand the idea here. Ah! Oh my gosh. It's all good. We just need to, before we need to do any of this, we just need to get... Oh, wrong side, wrong side, wrong side. Yeah, so we need to always stand on the opposite side of the obsidian, right? Or else we're gonna get, what is it, the same side perch? Or I don't even know what it is. We're just gonna get, it's gonna perch on the same side as the obby? Or something like that, and it's gonna do less, the beds will do less damage. I can't even think about it because I haven't done it in so long, but yeah, we need to make sure run always going to the opposite side of the obsidian. Also, we had a crossbow here. Like, it's just... Yeah, we just didn't half bow. Like, I don't know how comfortable you are with the idea of half bowing, but we have over a stack of arrows and a crossbow. So we should have half bowed, just shoot some crystals so the dragon has a higher chance to perch. Especially when you're ahead by multiple minutes, you want to do that. Or else you can get max perched and lose on perch race a lot. Yeah, you see how the dragon is like... Okay, well... We went to the wrong side, right? See how it's flipping on this side. But that's fine. Yeah, I mean, the dragon slipped, but we have a bunch of explosives, so it's good enough. I would just, like, look at other examples of top runners doing one cycles and try to replicate that as much as you can. But yeah, good run, man. Thank you for letting me VOD review gameplay. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I'm pretty active. I will leave a few links in the description, maybe, of some stuff I talked about. I'm trying to think about it. I don't know. I'll see whenever I edit this, but... Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye.